Hello, if you're a local business in SA and you want Vince and I to join you on site for one of our live recording sessions of our podcast Livin, please reach out to us at hello@livinpodcast.com.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for expanded reach, customer interactions, and some authentic storytelling opportunities for your brand and business.
Not to mention fun.
Of course, it's fun. So email us today at hello@livinpodcast.com or via Instagram at livin_podcast, and we'll see you on site really soon. Do you know what we're specifically talking about?
Am I living?
You did not.
Oh, what a funny thing to say. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day, on a cloudy day.
Hi, Nance.
Hi, Vince.
How are ya?
Oh, good, thanks.
Doing all right?
I'm doing all right.
Good, thanks?
Apart from what you just said.
What did I just say? Can you be more Pacific?
Yeah.
Can you be more Pacific?
Is that a joke?
It was absolutely a joke. Are you joking me? Are you joking, asking if that was a joke?
My goodness.
If Rebecca Morse heard this, she would be spewing.
Should be peaking.
Peaking. P-E-E. No, she would be P-E-A. K-I-N-G. Peaking.
Yeah.
Which even that, like, do you remember when that became a thing? Oh, it's got to peak.
Yeah.
It's got to peak. It's got to rev.
We've peaked too early. We haven't even said hello.
No, we've said hello to each other. We've said, what about you guys?
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Good morning,
Welcome.
everybody.
Good to see you. Lovely to have you back.
Another episode of Livin with Vince and Nancy.
Yeah, we're sitting on the couch having a bit of a yarn this morning.
And it's all about pronunciation.
Fucking stupid words.
Pronunciation and how you say it, or how it's spelt and how you say it and all the things.
Yeah, and you're quite right when you say pronunciation, because we can actually take this a few different ways, this chat. Because we can not only talk about mispronounced words, which is what I brought up with you earlier, which is the whole, like, let's be more specific, not Pacific. That's an ocean for those of you playing along at home.
Yes.
Yes. So you could mispronounce words like that. We could talk about different parts of Australia, because Eugene, he's from Melbourne.
Yeah.
And sorry, let me say that properly. He's from Melbourne.
Melbourne.
That's how Melbourne people can't even say their own state, their own city.
Although,
Melbourne.
if I want to, let's have a chat. Let's just keep this conversation.
Okay,
I can somehow very quickly go into
Can you talk Melbourne?
A Victorian
Stop
accent.
it. Oh, my God.
It's
Okay,
Victorian.
I'm
so
keen.
what we do is we go across the road, and then when we get to the what do they call it over there? The 7-Eleven.
It's the 7-Eleven.
No, it's the 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. They talk like this. Maybe it's the Italian Victorians
I
I'm
was
talking
gonna
about.
say, yeah.
But can you hear? It's not Effie quite yet, because I can really do Effie as well. But what I'm talking, it's different.
You sound like my Greek Melbourne friends. Is what you do sound like.
So Effie is more like, how you going, people? Welcome back to another show.
Satirical.
Yeah,
she's even more.
That's a lot.
Embarrassment.
Embarrassment. My friend Effie. But let's go just to Melbourne. Melbourne isn't Effie. Melbourne is just a bit longer and slower. So I can't believe you take that long to cross the road.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's very I can pick a Vic.
Pick
a Vic straight away when I'm talking to someone, and I'll say, "Are you Victorian?"
Oh my God, I love it. Put that on a t-shirt. Pick a Vic.
Pick a Vic.
I can pick a Vic.
And then kick one.
Yeah, that's all right.
No, but the reason you brought that up is because people from Victoria say like chance, and we say chance, and they say plant. So around the house, I find it very confusing for my little Jaden, because usually will go, "Oh, that plant is dying," and I'm like, "It's plant." And he'll go, "No, for me, it's plant." And I'm like, "No, but we're in Adelaide and your son's at school, and let's not confuse him."
How does he say dance? Dance. He would say dance.
But that's the one word. I always knew it was dance, but I struggled to say dance.
See, I say dance naturally, but then when I say dancer.
Yeah, I want to go.
I don't say he's a dancer.
Let's go out dancing. No, I don't.
Do you guys want to go for a dance tonight?
Oh, no, thank you.
See, I say that.
No, I don't.
But you know that South Australia, where we're from.
South Australia.
South Australia.
Yeah.
South Australia.
Yeah.
There's one for you. Australia. That does my head in.
Yeah.
We're the most proper. We have the most.
Oh, proper?
Our English accent
okay.
in South Australia is the closest to like the Queen's English still. So we still sound quite British. Like when I was in America, quite often people would be saying to me, are you from London? Are you from the UK? And I'd say, no, I'm from Australia. Where from? It's South Australia, from Adelaide. So we still have quite a pronounced, refined accent here, whereas Melbourne's a little bit different. Go to Queensland.
Yeah.
Even more drawl and, drawl. And you're going to go to it's nasally in Queensland. It's like pull in the skill.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're going to sit under the shade of that kill tree and, just jump in the pool.
Yeah,
just jump in the pool there.
Yeah, that's also country Victoria. I've got some rallies that talk like that as well.
Yes.
Do you know what I find? I can't help it. It's not. I do not plan it.
Yeah.
I don't set out to do it. But if I'm talking to someone it's got a little bit of a accent,
I know what you're going to say.
I just automatically go into it.
Okay.
And I can hear it, but I can't stop it.
Can I tell you something that's really good about that though?
What?
So this is a really wonderful study in human behaviour and human
I'm a
psychology.
genius.
Well, yeah, you're close. So what you naturally moving right
Big
along.
pause.
Big pause.
Yep.
So what happens is when you
Yes.
are genuinely engaged with someone, and it happens with our body language, where your body, So what you're doing, you're naturally trying to assimilate to their tone. You're mirroring their pacing, you're mirroring their accent. And what that does to your brain, it connects you to, helps you to understand that there is a level of trust and communication happening.
I've never known that.
Yeah. So it happened, I used to do it all the time, more so when I was doing like more full-time acting and on stage and whatnot. And you'd be doing obviously like character creation and accents and dialects and stuff. But I'll never forget, I was working in a hardware store a million years ago, and this woman came in with an American accent. And she was like, oh, hello, young man, could you please come over here? And, oh, this screw here, what is it? And I started talking to her, but then I started talking with the accent. And I had to stop myself and I said, I'm so sorry. I don't even know how that's happening.
Yeah.
I just keep falling into it. And she was like, oh, I'm not offended at all. No, it's lovely. And I sort of then went back and explained to her, like, I do acting and da-da-da. And that's when I learned, a million years ago, that is part of our natural communication style as humans.
Well, I didn't know
So
the
if you
science
find yourself
behind
doing
it, but
it,
I
yeah.
do it all the time.
So
and
you're naturally
sometimes
trying to
I
communicate.
think that I'm being disrespectful, but I'm like, I can hear this and I'm not taking the piss out of this person, but I can't stop it.
My father-in-law's San Franciscan,
Yeah.
half Italian, half American. And so whenever my in-laws come here, and they all have an accent still, like all of my father-in-law's family, they all sound very American. But when they're here and they stay with us for a period, I often will find there are certain words that I will round my R's on
Yes.
more.
Yep.
When
More,
I just
like you just did.
when I talk with him. And I slow down a lot when I speak with him too.
Yeah.
I'm quite a quick talker. I think you are too.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
But we do it naturally, and it's
Yeah.
part of our communication. It's great.
Yeah.
So, that's not a bad thing. I'm gonna give you a big tick for that.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a lovely thing.
But this episode topic all came about
Yes.
because one of our number one listeners out there, friend of the show, Miss Rachel from MLC Design Studio, give her a plug as well.
Yeah, absolutely. MLC Design Studio did a wonderful job. They supported us through that birthday. They gave us a great sign. Rachel put something up on her Instagram the other day, Nance, and it got my goat. It said
did.
mandarin or mandarin.
And I saw that and I automatically hit mandarin.
Right. So I did not respond immediately. I messaged Rachel and said, who says mandarin? And she said, I do, and so does Nance. To which I was disgusted. No, I wasn't. It was dramatic effect. I was like, no, she doesn't. She said, yeah. She sent me the screenshot. She showed me that you voted.
And so when I got here today, you tested me.
I said, Nance, do you want a mandarin? She said, no, but I'll have a mandarin.
Yeah. But then I caught myself in, and this episode, by the way, we're not saying what we're saying is right and you're wrong.
Oh, hang on. There are certain mandarin. Let's slide. Dance and dance. Well, let's slide.
Specific.
Tomato.
Yeah, specific.
Specific and specific, no.
But what I think I do is I say I'll eat a mandarin. But if I
Singular.
want two, I think I say mandarins. Mandarins.
Interesting, because she then argued with me, and Rach was like, "Well, no, mandarin is a language,
yes,
not a fruit,
yes."
And I was like, "Well, no, Mandarin is a language. Mandarin
Wow.
is a fruit.
Wow.
A mandarin is incorrect."
Yeah.
And she said, "I don't want to be wrong and sound like an idiot." I said, "Well, Rach, I think you're both."
And now you're no longer friends and you are blocked.
No, blocked and denied. Haven't heard from her since. No, not at all, Rach. You know
Haven't
we love
heard
you.
a single
Haven't heard
whistle
a single
since.
whistle. No, but we wanted to look at some other things because Beck Morse brought it up in our episode
Yes.
as well, where she was saying about how people write sneak peek, meaning a sneak
Yes.
peek. Hello,
But they spell it as in
Peek.
Peak of the Mountain. And I owned it because I was that day old when I saw her do that post going, oh my gosh, I was one of those people.
Stop it.
I owned it.
Dance.
I owned it as I do.
I've got
always.
a couple here that I want to test you on.
Yes.
Right? I came
Oh,
a little bit
gosh.
prepared. And there's one that I already know you're going to smash it.
Oh.
You're going to smash it. You never get this wrong. And you're one of the few people
Oh.
in life I have known who from day one,
What is
in all the time I've known you, you've never got this word wrong. I'm going to spell it and then
Okay.
you're going to say it.
Okay.
And you guys can play at home too.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay.
ACAI.
Oh. Acai.
How do you say it?
Acai.
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 And
Correct.
or in I'll probably grant acai,
Acai.
but because I have been to Brazil,
Ah, yes.
that's when I get the acai.
I feel like I need like a sound pad with Brazilian drums and like a bit of whistles and carnival.
Where's Nacho?
Oh, Nacho. We'll see him very soon. Don't worry. Acai.
Acai, yes.
So people often say acai.
Oh, or
Acai.
acai.
Can I have an acai bowl?
acai bowl or acai bowl? We've spoken about this before when we were at Commune 1. We've spoken about this before.
Yes, because they do a great
Yes,
acai.
they do.
Acai. I like the way
Acai.
you say it. You say it different to anyone I've ever known, but that's what makes me go, she's on it. She's on it.
Only probably because I've been there and I heard it every day.
Okay, here's another
Yes.
one for you. Okay.
Yes?
CACHE.
Oh, you're going to get me on this. Okay. Cache?
Okay. A lot of people say cache or cache. It's cash.
Oh,
It's just a cash.
well, that's annoying.
It is.
See, this is one of those annoying ones that why do they bloody spell it like that?
Totally.
Okay. No. Okay. So you almost got me there. Do you know what gets me as well? Sometimes it's not the pronunciation.
Yeah.
It's the spelling or why have we done this? Can I give you one?
Please.
This one is close to my heart because I have some thyroid issues, as do a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
So there's two completely separate thyroid issues. One is called hyperthyroidism and the other one is called hypothyroidism. So how friggin' confusing is that sometimes on the phone you can be talking to the chemist or whatever and they can literally not hear you correctly and you're going to pick up the wrong frickin' medication. Not that I'm taking medication for it, but I'm just giving an example.
Please.
Why make it so similar for two conditions that are at opposite ends of the scale?
So hyper and hypo are different.
100% different.
Wow. Do you reckon that goes across the board? Because like when I was a kid, people would be like, gee, he's hypo. And then other people would be like, he's hyper. Same thing.
Yeah, but why make it? Why?
100%. Oh, now I want to know, is that
two-
being misused? Is hypo and hyper when referring to non-thyroidal?
Yeah, but it's just does
Issues.
my head in. And the other one
Love
that
that, though.
has there's actually a few. It's really killed my soul.
Go on.
Okay. At school,
Yep.
when you go to the library and you borrow a non-fiction book.
Yes.
Okay, non-fiction means
Real.
why? That is correct. You are 100%
Fiction.
correct. But
Why do we go the other way?
Why wouldn't they just say fiction, fact, real?
Fact and fiction.
Fact, real. Non-fiction, non.
That's a good one. That's great.
Non-fiction. Oh, that's real because it's non-friggin' friction.
Gee, she's passionate.
Oh, hated it
Passionate
at
about
school.
it. I
That
love it.
Killed me. Okay, the other one. All right, we spoke about this before and we're both on the same page. Spitting image.
No, it's not spit. Okay, no.
No.
I'm
okay,
saying
yes.
no,
But,
but
I'm with you.
but I know
I
that the
know.
correct term is spitting image is correct.
Yeah.
I have my entire life.
Yes.
As you have too.
And it makes sense.
Have
right?
said splitting image, which in my mind, if I put two photos together and I cut them in half,
I'm with you.
and half of it
I'm with
is you and half of it is your doppelganger, God, that's a splitting image.
Yes.
But a spitting image, where does that even come from?
You can't even spit the same twice.
I don't know. Like, no, it's true. It's 100% true.
No, that one's...
I'm going to just quickly, I want to Google that because that one kills me.
That really
kills me.
Really kills me.
Spitting image? Where does that come from?
Yeah, but non-fiction.
Okay, a spitting image, right, is
me.
an exact double of another person or thing. She's the spitting image of her mum. Where does that come from?
Why? Yeah, splitting image makes absolute perfect sense. There's so many more.
Spit was historically, see how...
You're going hysterical.
Hello. Spitting image is someone who looks very much like someone else. The history of this, before we had spitting image, there was another version where they would say a spitten image. A spitten image, spit. And as spit formerly had the meaning of perfect likeness. The evidence of spit being used in the fashion from the early 19th century. There you go.
All right, I've got another one for you.
Love it.
Christmas time.
Yeah.
KK.
Kris Kringle.
Kris Kringle.
Kris
100%
Kringle.
back in the day. But have you not noticed it's become Kris Kindle?
No, that's just
People
say,
say,
stupid.
And, oh, come on. For the last 10 years,
Kris
I've heard
Kindle?
Kris Kindle.
I've never heard that in my life.
Yep.
Kris Kindle. Do you know what?
Oh, hang on. Maybe I'm confusing myself. Maybe
Do you say Kris Kindle?
Maybe it's Kris Kindle and I'm annoyed that people have changed it to Kris Kringle. I think that's what it is. Yes. Can we Google that?
No, it's Kris Kringle.
Well, I thought it was, hang on. Now I've confused my bloody self because
See?
I think it's Kris Kindle because Kindle meaning the candle. No. Google Kris Kindle to see what that means. I think
it just doesn't make sense to me. What's a Kindle? A Kindle is the Amazon reading thing. I've got a Kindle.
That only came about bloody 10 years ago or whenever it was. Kris Kindle.
Kris Kindle?
Yes. Tell me.
No. Do you mean Kris Kringle? Even Google's telling you.
I'm confusing
You
myself.
are confused. Nah, it's Kris Kringle, my love.
Kris Kringle. Yeah, maybe I don't play.
No. Okay. We need to talk to you. What does your family say? You guys do that every year.
KK.
KK. So you just get around it with KK. That's
KK.
fair. Oh, my God.
Secret
How do
Santa.
you say those beautiful little French biscuits? They're like...
Friand.
No.
Oh.
A friand is delicious.
Did you like that? It was French.
They're often colourful. They're round. There's a little bit of
Colourful.
cream. There's cream in the middle of them. They're beautifully soft. They melt in your mouth. I don't want to say the word.
Spell it then.
M-A-C.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
M-A-C-A.
Macaroon.
No. It's a macaron. It's spelt as it said. M-A-C-A-R-O-N. Macaron.
Macaron?
French field cookie, often mispronounced as macaroon. It's a macaron, guys.
Owning it.
Can I tell you one that
Macaroon.
absolutely makes me want to
Macaroon.
throw myself?
Macaron.
A macaron. It's a macaron. Do you know what I find really funny? Is that isn't the French President Macron?
I don't know.
Sounds like a macaron.
Oh,
Either way, I like
doesn't sound
that.
very tasty anymore.
Delicious.
Gone off.
It's like memes. Memes.
Yeah.
You know how people are like, oh, can you send me that meme?
Oh,
And
no,
I said it to you
no.
one day. I was like, do you know what a meme is? And you're like, yes, I know what a meme is.
Yes,
A meme?
I know
Thank
that one.
you.
Oh my gosh, macaron. Ooh.
A moot point as opposed to a mute point.
Oh.
It's a moot point. Or if you're a Friends fan, a moo point, because it's like a cow's opinion. Doesn't really matter. A moo point.
Oh, wow.
Moot point. I was just saying, one that does my head in, that makes me want to throw myself
Yes.
through a window.
Yes.
Espresso.
No, absolutely not.
Espresso.
There's no X.
Guys,
0 X's.
I'm really sorry to tell you all, but it's
Espresso.
espresso.
Espresso. Yeah, no.
Espresso. And some people they go, oh, but it's short. It's express. It's not express
No.
coffee, guys. It's
Yeah.
espresso.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Espresso is one that does my life in.
Yes.
And I was just thinking of another one as I said that.
Have I got any more on my list? No, none that I. Chance, plant, hypo, peak.
When you make a coffee,
Say, yeah.
do you let coffee... when you make a coffee, it does what?
Oh, percolate. No, percolator. What?
How do you say it?
Percolator.
Percolator?
Yeah.
Percolator?
Percolator.
Percolator?
Percolate.
Percolator. It's just percolate.
No.
Percolate, not percolate.
Percolator.
No, it's spelled
Percolator.
percolate. It's spelled percolate. Percolate. Wow, we're learning so much here today, guys.
Percu. Percolator.
Percol.
No, but Google CU.
Interesting.
Silly. Percolator. No, percolator.
This is why we need someone running the
Percolator.
Google for us
I know.
during every episode, guys.
We need producer Maria.
Oh, I've got to get producer Maria here, guys.
To come and help.
She has a wonderfully South Australian accent, but she actually spent so much time in Warrnambool on the radio there as well. And she's Greek. She actually has a bit of that Melbourne sound to her.
She does. She does have the Melbourne sound.
No, Nance, you're wrong. It's Perco. I didn't even know that until right now. I was today years old. Percolate.
What? Percolate.
Not percolate, percolate.
Percolate.
Guys, this is wild. We are learning so much.
Percolator.
I've only got a couple more that I just want to quickly...
See, these are the things, but did you hear on the news recently that next year, the education, the way we teach English and maths, there's 4 subjects at school that's changing to make it more bloody relatable for life. Because I've never bloody used Pythagoras theory.
Nance, I'm so happy to hear you say that because I say that all the time.
My head in that I had to study that.
Have I told you how I left maths in high school? I did all the top maths and then in year 12 got recommended for pure maths, which I don't know what it's called now, maths specialist or something. So I had maths A, B and C, which if you know me, you'll be like, Vince, you're crazy. And my teacher, Mr. Solomon, was already a bit hard to understand. He was an Egyptian fellow, wonderful mathematician though. And I'll never forget, we were doing maths B. I was already a bit over it by that point, halfway through term 1. And he was like, okay, we're doing this and we're going through this and then we're going to add the I, the imaginary number. We're going to find I, imaginary number, which is equal to X over here and Y over here. And I said to him, I stopped and I was like, sorry, why do I need an imaginary number?
Yeah.
When numbers don't lie. Numbers always add up, right? So why do I need to create a fake number to find the real number of what I'm dealing with? And he was like, Vince, stop asking questions. Shut up. And if I say shut up, and people are going to be like, he didn't say that. I promise you, classmates will vouch that he said, shut up, Vince, please shut up. And then I was like, you know what? I'm done. And I left the classroom then and there and went straight down to the course counsellor and was like, put me into business maths.
Yes.
Dropped me into business maths and I had, oh my God, Miss Macris, my favourite maths teacher. She was a gun. Get in there. We're doing compounded interest. If you want to buy a home that costs this much, how much do I need for a deposit? We used real life
things. This is
things.
what they're changing. Didn't you see it? It's been on the news all week.
If it's not on Bluey, I don't know, Nance. If it's not on ABC Kids, don't know.
And finally, they are changing it and it makes more sense. And it's these sorts of things that we should be discussing. Non-fiction, fiction, don't
real
confuse,
life scenarios.
Don't confuse us.
But English in and of itself is the hardest language to learn.
I know.
And I know that can be overwhelming. People are like, can't be that hard.
No, phonics with
phonics are wild. And any parent out there who's doing early learning readers and that, I do it with Leo.
Yeah.
We're doing it a lot with Leo at the moment. He's at that point. And it's trying to explain to him oh, mate, this word there is the same as there and the same as there.
Yeah.
So this one is over there, this one is them, and this one is they are. It is incredibly confusing.
It's confusing.
But when it comes down to just things like be more Pacific, is that just laziness or is that
But
illiterate?
I think if you get away with it once, you don't know. That's like me with song lyrics. I've made up my own song lyrics.
Song lyrics are so different.
Many times. And I've always thought, how about the I Will Survive?
Yeah.
What are the lyrics to I Will Survive that I always thought was one thing?
Go on now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now. You're not welcome anymore. You thought I changed that stupid luck. I thought I made you leave your key. If I'd known for just 1 second, you'd be back to bother me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door.
I can't remember. Maybe it wasn't that song.
Oh, geez, that was good.
I don't know.
Happy that we got to hear Vince doing karaoke. My sister, famously, Jules, JC, famously sings the wrong lyrics so confidently.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
For years, do you know the song Dance With Me by 112? Dance with me, dance with me. My drop top's in the parking lot and I want to take you. Okay. Since that song came out in 99 or 2000, Jules has sung 9 chalk tops in the parking lot.
She's talking about her cousins.
I thought she was talking about ice creams at the cinema. I'm picturing people out there eating 9 chalk tops in the parking lot.
With the flat tops.
That's funny, man.
Hey, Jules, we can make up a song. I like it.
Some misheard song lyrics, I think, is a different episode.
What I'm saying is with Pacific, if you've gotten away with it and no one's corrected you.
But surely you have it's like when you see people out sometimes wearing clothes and you're like, you don't have a friend or a mirror. Okay. Not one person said to you, that doesn't look good. Yeah. Not one person. Not even one thought in your head when you looked in the mirror went, gee, that doesn't look right.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So, like, surely, like, if you said to me one day, if we were in a conversation, you're like, oh, I'm just going to be very Pacific for a second, I would have to stop and be like, Nance, I've got to help you
Yeah, but
out.
you and I would do that. I don't know if I'd do it with a random.
I think I would.
Okay,
I'd be like, do you mean Pacific?
I went on a date a couple of times with some rando, I'll say now because he was a bit random. Anyway, very, 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 very long time ago.
Yeah.
And we were, I don't know, at dinner and we were talking and I said something and he corrected me. Right, but this is like day one, maybe date 1, date 3, whatever. And he corrected me. And in my head I just went, did this Blake just correct me? Like,
I love
did he
that.
just correct me? And I was like, okay, just let that go. Maybe I'm just making things up. So anyway, another time I went to say something and he corrected me.
Oh, okay.
See? And are you okay with this? But I was like,
No.
red flag. Don't worry. It was never freaking green with this person anyway. But that was just like, say ya.
All right. Well, I was that guy, but I didn't do it on the spot. So this is a good one because I was on a date with a girl.
This is when you're trying to impress someone and you're trying to like, and you know what? This might sound like I got tickets on myself, but this bloke liked me. So I'm like, you like me?
Yeah.
Don't be correcting me.
Yeah, that's fair.
At this point.
Totally. It's like when you don't fart in front of someone until at least like 10 years down the road.
That's right.
At least. I was on a date back in the day and I just remember this girl said something like Pacific, for example. It was something silly like that. And immediately I was like, we're done here. And I remember like, I think
Did
I
that
went.
come out?
No, I didn't correct it. I just let it go. But in my head, I was like, oh, we're done here.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't talk properly. I can't, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
And I remember going home that night and the boys were like, how was the date? And I was like, she can't even fucking talk. Not interested in that one. Nah, it was.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, I'm just thinking of the other reasons as well. But it's
Okay, let's
there are
not
other
talk
things.
about
Let's talk about it.
No.
How do you say?
Yes.
This one here actually just gets, I'm confused by this one myself.
Spell it.
I'm going to spell it how it's correct. And I'm incorrect.
Oh.
I've just found this out.
Okay.
Prerogative.
Provocative. No, hang on. PR what?
Prerogative.
Oh, prerogative. Oh,
Prerogative.
prerogative.
No, prerogative.
Shut up. It's not. It's my prerogative.
I'm thinking the same thing. Bobby Brown?
It's my prerogative.
Is it Bobby Brown?
I don't know. But does the other word... See, this is what I'm always saying. But does our word not exist? See,
Yeah.
we're saying that people bloody that say Pacific annoy us. And look at us. We've made up our own language all this time.
I'm gobsmacked by prerogative.
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 Is it?
It's prerogative.
See,
But I, for my life, have thought it's prerogative.
me too.
My prerogative.
And my struggle has always been, I've owned it as well, is my R's. So I would never have been
Your
able-
ass.
well, that too. But you remember how as a kid I struggled with my R's. So actually some days
Yes.
I have to think, even if I wanted prerogative,
Yeah.
but if I was like being, and especially when I sing, that's when my R's come out that
That's
I can't.
funny.
Prerogative, I can't. Sometimes even prerogative.
But that's a hard R to put in there, prerogative.
Yeah, but as
That's
a
my
kid it was
prerogative.
refrigerator.
Prerogative.
Wabbit. Look at that cute little wabbit. But
You're like Elmer Fudd.
yes, yeah. And
Wascally wabbit.
yeah, my siblings would tease me. Nance, what colour is this? Because I'd say red.
Oh,
And if I
bless
concentrate,
you.
and sometimes I still, so I could never say
Leo-
prerogative. Ooh,
R is a hard one.
Yeah.
And like I've taught like dialect and accents and
Yeah.
stuff for acting classes many years. And often one of the things that I'll do is like we start with vowels and the diphthongs and again, English is cooked.
Yeah.
But when you can actually see someone's mouth, and a lot of speech paths will do it too,
Yeah.
where they like will watch the child and the person, how they place their mouth, their tongue and their teeth and their lips. Say that 10 times
The
fast.
tip of the tongue, the teeth, and the lips. Phil
Perfect.
Skinner, a fantastic, bless her soul. She
Bless
passed
her,
away.
yes.
Phil Skinner. With the tip of the tongue, the teeth, and the lips.
And so often when the kids are mispronouncing things, I will say like, come here and like we'll do it again and I'll say like watch my mouth as I do it and I'll really over accentuate and then they talk like that too, Dad.
Yeah, yeah.
But Leo with the R is a hard one because it's your
Yep.
tongue placement R.
Yeah.
And
R.
and so he'll say yeah for the R at the moment. So he'll be like, I'm Yeti. And we're like, you're Yeti? He's like, yeah, I'm Yeti. I want to read this
ready.
book, but it's ready.
Yes.
He's trying to place the
Oh,
tongue, but it makes a yeah as he does it. So like R is a tricky one.
Oh, can I just tell you? Okay, I think I thought I had my worst ones here, but no, the worst one of all time. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Kills me. How many fingers am I holding up?
3.
How many?
3.
Nice and clear.
3.
So it's not FREE. No. And I have to say, someone very close to me, I'm not even going to throw them on the bus.
Me too.
I'm not going to throw them under the bus. I really want to throw them under the bus when they say it. But they say it and I correct it every time and it still goes unnoticed.
I've been there. I've been you. I've been that person with someone very close who is a full-grown adult.
Yes.
Not a child, but it's an adult who does for the th.
Yeah.
And that is tricky because I don't know.
Thanks.
And in a business setting, I find it difficult.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how are you currently presenting to people who are paying lots of money?
Like $3 million.
Like $3 million. And you're going to say, oh, but with that, with that, we can do these things, these things. It just does my head in.
The other one.
The other one. Stop it.
The other one. No.
It's funny how but the English language is so ridiculous, and I think we're getting worse as a society because have you noticed how a lot of things now, like it's when we talk in acronyms, we did that whole episode last year about LOL and if you know and TBT and now there are these new words. Like I'm hearing all the new ones at the moment, like Riz.
Yeah. Oh.
He's got Riz. He's a Rizzler.
Oh,
do you know they're a Rizzler.
Like,
a Rizzler is someone who's full of charisma, or Riz is charisma. You've got style, you've got flash. Gyat. They're saying Gyat.
No.
GYAT. And it's like, I'll have to ask Joya.
Give you something.
Nah, it's like give you a turn or give it another try. Give yourself another try or something. Gyat. Gyat, give yourself another try.
Oh, gosh.
All these new things. But like the language itself is becoming crazy.
I struggled with BRB, remember?
That's right. But then I'm hearing more and more of that inflection and the change where there was an energy company. They have now changed their name to Engie. So it sounds like energy, but it's Engie. It just sounds like lazy English, doesn't it? Engie.
Okay.
Hello, welcome to Engie.
Oh.
Welcome to Engie Energy.
Oh.
Welcome to Engie.
No.
See, it goes back.
Yeah.
Gross.
Okay, one thing I have always found very humorous, as you know, Eugene, soccer player, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. One thing I've noticed, it blows my mind. I get it, but I'm just like, maybe these kids have grown up from being in like youth squads and gone on to play professionally or whatever. Yes. But I have seen some of the most Anglo-looking people that you ever did see. Yeah. With the fully sick accent.
Oh, my God.
When they speak or they're interviewed.
What are you talking about, Nance?
But they are blonde-haired and blue-eyed.
His name's Tim.
Their surname's Smith.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're hanging around a lot of ethnic people in there.
It goes back to what we were saying before about that mimicry. It's that mirroring. It's that assimilation. It's that need to be to fit in.
There was a few times that, I would hear interviews but I wouldn't be watching their TV. And then I've turned my head. I'm like, oh, so who's that now? Who was talking before?
Where the person doesn't match the voice.
And exactly right. And I'm
That's a good episode.
He sounds like he's a freshie off the boat.
I love that.
And he's got his spiky hair.
My friends told me that in high school when they started hanging around at my house a little bit later in high school. They would say to me, you have an Italian voice at home and you have an Australian voice at school.
Okay.
And at school, I didn't really hang around with a lot of the Kappawogs because to me, the Kappawogs were that's what we called them. They were the Kappawogs. They were the ones who drove their fully sick Commodores and they go, hey, Fusco, you're going to hang out with the doggers today, mate. And I'd say to them, where were your parents born? And they'd say, my parents were born here, mate, Campbelltown.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, okay.
And I'd say...
You're very good at it.
Thank you. I grew up in it. And then I would say, oh, that's killer, man. Like my parents were born overseas. My parents actually came here on a boat. I'm more Italian than you are.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, you don't know, man. You don't know. He hangs around with the Australians, this bloke.
Okay. Maybe we need to just get rid of these microphones and do our own stage show with we need to get
Sushi Mango involved.
100%. And we could be, wow. Do you know the other thing, but you just said it then, so I don't know if we can be friends anymore. I have always hated the term killer.
Killer?
Hate it.
Oh, wow.
Hate.
Okay.
And that's a strong bloody word.
And we've been friends for this long, and I say it all the time, it's killer.
I just find it like, ugh, killer.
I say it every now and then.
I don't know. Maybe it's that Euro sound that comes out or something. It's just, ugh.
That's the word that we were trying to explain to Leah the other night because it was
Killer.
so like no, not killer, but like killer. I go through different
Yes.
seasons of words.
Yes.
So sometimes this will be part of my vocab, and this, the other days it's not. I say dino. Oh, that's dino. Dino.
Nah.
And Leah was like, "What is dino? Do you mean like dinosaur, Dad?
Dynamite.
Dynamite. That's dino."
Yeah, no.
And then I said to him, I was like, "Leah, you're absolutely
See,
right." He's
this
like,
is
"How
what
do I spell dino?
Pisses
Is this
me
it?"
off with the English language.
And I was like, "Well,
there's
mate,
a word, dynamite.
dino."
There's be right back. Why are we changing everything?
Because when we get down to the specifics of it, right, it's very difficult to try and explain this. So sometimes we just got to butcher it a little bit. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
little bit.
I'm a big fan of the English language. I'm a big fan of
Yeah.
all languages. I think language is beautiful when it's used correctly. And I think there is probably, going back to the people who say the instead of the,
Yeah.
and as an adult,
Yeah.
what I was saying before that I'm not sure about, like I excuse it a little bit when you're a fully grown adult for one reason only. If it is a genuine speech impairment.
Yeah.
If it is just laziness
Yeah.
and acceptance, like,
Yeah.
oh, this is just how I talk now, I think you're an adult and you have to fix it.
And when you talked about mimicking people, when you speak to someone that English is their second language and they've got, a really thick accent,
Yeah.
and they're struggling to speak because they're really trying hard, how do you speak to them?
This is, again, like talking to my father-in-law or
Mm-hmm.
even like I remember talking to Nonna. Oh, there's a story for you. My Nonna,
Yeah.
famously,
Yes.
matriarch of our family for
Yeah.
103 years, she would ring our house every day, right? And if I would answer, I couldn't speak Italian as a kid. So I would, in answer to your question, add an O
To everything.
to everything, like most people do with Italian. When they're like,
Yeah,
speak
yeah,
Italian,
yeah.
like,
Well, that's just
car.
calabrese.
Yeah, you're racist. But what would happen is, like, I would answer the phone, and my sisters could all speak Italian. I couldn't. But Nonna would be like, ciao, sorella mia, blah, 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 blah. And I would say, ciao, Nonna, mamma no a home. Mamma no a home.
Yeah.
And she would keep talking to me, and I'd be like, okay, mama, no. And that's all I could say. And so, like, the same as now when I speak with people of different cultures or ethnicities, when they are clearly not English as a first language, I will try to probably assimilate and add a bit of, like, tonality that matches them just to try and, I guess, get it in their ear a bit.
Yeah, I
Is
just
that
find
offensive?
I can't. I've been around people. I think it's a talent when you don't mimic. Like if someone's
100%.
I've been in a group. No, but I've been in a group that someone's, struggling with their English, and when I speak to them, I'm trying to be very clear.
Yeah.
And I slow everything down. I find it harder to talk normally in response to some. I find it really hard.
I only
find
slow it
really,
down
really hard.
Because I feel like if you just slow it down by, like, assumption.
No, I find I am very different.
Robotic?
Because I am mimicking and I can't
No, so that's
help it.
not, no. So to me, that's not the mimicking. That's more just like you're trying to
Yeah,
connect.
but I can't talk normal if they can't speak normal. I've got one for you.
Go on.
A lady I know who's passed away, another matriarch of a beautiful family, and the kids would pay her out about it. She bought the daughter of this lady took her boyfriend home, and I think they just let her go the whole time, never corrected her. She would say to the new boyfriend of the daughter, she would sit him down and she'd go, "You comfortable?" And the first time,
See, I love that.
he was like, he just let it go.
But was she
And then-
English? Was she an English speaker?
No, but like really thick accent.
Okay, well that's
Like Italian. So
Yeah.
she not realising, so she'd go, "Oh, come make yourself comfortable."
that's cute.
And they just let it go all the time.
That's it, like I don't know. That's like my dad. Like we've got a whole separate sub language. It feels
Yeah.
like at home
Yeah.
because of Dad's thick accent. Even to this day, we will say, "Are you interested in going to?" Are you interested in getting a cup of coffee later? And people look at us like, are you saying, are you interested? But Dad would say, hey, Lisa, are you interested in coming to this thing to me today? Or when the best was Easter, who cares what year it was? My niece was very, very young, a baby, and Mum and Dad were on the way and we needed milk. So we rang Mum and Dad. We said, hey, can you guys get milk on the way? And Dad goes, yeah, no problem. I get milk. Hangs up the phone, rings back 2 seconds later. Hey, you want your full creamy or you want to this day, Nance, we still have full creamy in our language upstairs.
And do you know what we have, which I don't know if anyone's ever heard me, and I do know the right thing, but it just becomes a habit.
Yeah.
I have got an uncle that would always say, oh, I'm exhausted.
Exhausted, yeah. But that's
So
your
to
own
this-
family language, I think.
Yeah, but I'll probably say it out and not realise. Because we used to just keep it going as a bit of a joke and say, he's exhausted.
Yeah,
and even
yeah.
me and my sister Lena say it all the time
That's
to each
funny,
other.
man.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And my mum, and I correct her all the time. I actually have always corrected her with this, and she still says it. And she goes, if, we've got a gathering at home, she goes, I've got some vodka in the cupboard. If you know, she calls it vodka.
She's not wrong.
Vodka.
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 No, but she goes, no, I got vodka. Like
Wonka.
Yeah,
She's got a Wonka bar out there.
Vodka, she will say all the time.
Look, I'm being forgiving though for people who it's a second language.
And DJs?
Yeah, what about David Jones? Or
No, Mum, David Johnson.
David Johnson. But that's the total misunderstanding.
David Johnson. But 30 years she's been saying, and she still says it. Oh, I went to David Johnson the other day. David Johnson. DJs, Mum. DJs.
Just say DJs. Just
David Johnson.
Bring it back. It's like Chris Kindle. Bring it back down to a KK for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Nonna Vic.
Yeah, Nonna Vic.
She's the
Look
best.
at that.
She's the best.
Look at
What words do you mispronounce? What
Yes.
words do you hate when
Yeah.
people mispronounce them? Do you have your own family language? I know that we've got ours.
Oh, yes.
Like, my goodness.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, like, even between us, we get confused between Calabrese Nap
Yeah.
and English most days.
Yep.
Lucky we're on the mic so much. Gosh, guys, we'd love to hear yours. Put them in the comments. Chuck them up on the Spotify poll.
Yes.
If you haven't already, like Nancy said, go follow this podcast, the Livin podcast. Go follow it on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. That's going to help us move up and down the charts, get us in front of more people, and make this show even better.
That's right.
Yeah, we love
Don't make
that.
us wallow.
Don't make us wallow. Follow. Put that on a t-shirt, Nance. I love it. Hey, I don't know about you, but I need an espresso.
Espresso. Let's go have an espresso
Oh my
because I'm
God.
exhausted.
Yeah.
And I've got about 3 minutes until I have to get out of here.
Free. Great advertising. Love it.
On a cloudy day, on a cloudy day.